Hello everyone, this video will cover module 15. So 15 and 16 are the final modules for the class. They'll be open at the same time and you can complete them in any order. However, the assignment in 15 will kind of help you do the assignment in 16. So I'll be doing a separate video for each one. So we are right to the end of the semester. For 15, all you need to do is this revision assignment. I've got some resources in here for you just on how to revise some chapters out of the book, or a chapter or section out of the book, and then a good video to watch. And then you have the revision assignment. This assignment is really intended to, right here at the end of the semester, have you kind of reflect on your own style of writing. And so your task is to go through your essays and find sentences that could be corrected or revised. Now, the first thing that you can look for are actual errors, and often in the graded assignments, that's where you'll find me pointing out specific errors that you can look for, or you might be able to identify some on your own. So kind of start there, and you can use any of the essays that you want to. It does not need to be one that I've graded, so like your research paper probably won't be graded by the time you're working on this, so just, you can just look for sentences on your own. But it can also be any sentence that you would want to revise just for wording, and you don't necessarily have to have a specific reason why it needs to be revised. Really just thinking about like what would make for the better worded sentence. So what you're going to do is you'll take the original sentence and then you'll correct it, and then you'll explain what the error was. If it's a specific error, so it's like a comma splice or something, you can look it up in the textbook as to which rule you broke. But otherwise, just label, the original, the corrected version, and then the explanation. For you guys, at this point, it's often a little bit harder to, we kind of expect your writing to be a lot better than it was maybe back when you first started Comp 1. And so it's going to be a little bit harder to find errors. You might be, have no errors, and you're just looking for sentences that could be revised. So you do have the option for up to 10 of the 20 sentences. You can use this prompt in your AI generator. And it's just asking the AI to pick out 10 sentences, make a list, and then explain why it needs to be revised. You have to make the correction though. So you'll copy and paste the list, and then you'll add the corrections for those 10 sentences in the document. So you can do that for half of the corrections if you want to. You are getting points, 2 points per error. Make sure that you number them. Makes it much easier to keep track. And then that's the assignment, is just pulling 20 sentences out of your writing. You do not need to make corrections to the original essay. So all you're turning in, so this is just an example of what 3 of them will look like. So I've just got the original version, the corrected version, the explanation of what I did. And I'm just going to do that 20 times. So it's not a difficult assignment. It just takes a little while because you do have to navigate between your different files and your different essays, like the graded essays, that kind of thing. You can do a sentence that has more than one error. You can do it more than once. If you have the same error multiple times, you can use that. You can do works cited entries. Anything like that is fine. And the only thing is, if you do have a big error, for example, this one here, the entire essay needed to be rearranged because it was not in chronological order. So in this case, I don't need to copy and paste the entire essay into my document. All I need to do is just explain what I should have done. So that way you can kind of keep your document a little bit cleaner. The main thing that I want to see is that you've identified where the errors are and then how to correct them. So that's kind of the purpose of this assignment. This is the only assignment in the unit. Like I said, you can get started on it at any point. There will be a question about what you learned doing the revision in the next module though, so you may want to start working on this first. If you have any questions as you work on it, please feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, have a great